People who live here in this community and call this area home, and even strangers, are honoring and remembering the lives lost during Hurricane Ian. We spoke to one woman who rode out the storm on Fort Myers Beach with her 89-year-old dad. She tells me she spent 2 days thinking he didn't make it.
1, 2, 3, up.
This is 89-year-old Jim Gresh being pulled out from the rubble on Fort Myers Beach.
You got this, let's go. You're okay, you're okay. You stay right there, bud.
But what you don't see in this video is what led up to this moment. That's where his daughter, Lisa Gresh, comes in.
I've lived there 10 years. Dad joined me as a neighbor in the neighbor apartment next to me 7 years ago when his wife passed away.
They hunkered down together as the storm approached. Lisa remembers the moment the building started to fall apart.
All the walls around us collapsed. There was still some frame left.
She thought her dad died.
After an hour and a half of silence and no response, and I just thought it was over.
She wanted to stay glued to his side, but knew she had to try and get help. Hours later, Lisa ended up being found and taken to the hospital. She told emergency crews where she believed they would find her dad's body, but never heard back.
I didn't know Jack put on the Facebook page, "My mom's alive, but Grandpa sadly didn't make it."
2 days later, sitting in her hospital bed, this video posted on YouTube started getting thousands of shares.
The video starts surfacing. That's Lisa's dad. Hey, that's Jim.
Filled with so many emotions.
I mean, yes, I'm thrilled he's alive, but no man left behind. I left him behind. It was heart-wrenching.
But every emotion to this day is overpowered by the fact that her dad is a survivor. Lisa remembers every word of her first phone call with him.
Daddy, I love you. I'm so grateful you're here. We got the miracle, the huge miracle we were praying for.
Ever since she was a little girl, if you asked Lisa to describe her dad, she always goes back to one word.
He's always been my hero.
Her hero, and now her miracle. On Fort Myers Beach, Megan Myers, 10 Tampa Bay.
Our Megan Myers has spent the day talking to one man who lost everything. Like a lot of folks around here, he says staying in a shelter right now is his only option.
Jeremiah Tolbert's home is no longer livable. There's damaged items everywhere. Today was the first day he was able to come back home since riding out Hurricane Ian. And we were right by his side. Take a look. Walking in.
That's him on the bed.
Oh my gosh. Taking a moment to look at the pictures and videos on his phone like this one. Then walking around.
Here, this is where we spent the majority of the time while the water was rushing in.
Jeremiah is reliving every minute.
Coming through the front door. Outside turned into pretty much a river.
His 60-year-old roommate, who's currently recovering from cancer, didn't want to leave ahead of Hurricane Ian. Jeremiah says he stayed because he wanted to make sure she would be okay. He also had his dog and a friend's dog, Vader and Benzo, by his side as the storm hit.
I had Vader in my arms and Benzo was swimming through the water trying to stay with me.
As we got into Jeremiah's bedroom, everything is either gone, destroyed, or covered in sludge.
This is weird to be in here like this.
Right now, he's staying at a shelter. How many people would you say are staying there right now?
I would say close to 500 people.
Like many of those people, his game plan for what's next is unknown, which of course is scary. But one thing he does know.
This is Jeffrey. Who...
So you guys met in the shelter?
Yes.
All of this destruction has brought people together and has turned strangers. Do you think you two are going to stay friends for a long time now?
Yeah, 100%.
Into friends for life. In Fort Myers, Megan Myers, 10 Tampa Bay.
She's 84 years old, disabled, and she was trapped as surge flooded her home.
Just wait till you see this video. 10 Tampa Bay's Megan Myers has their story tonight from Naples.
Johnny Lauder's family members climbed through this hole to get to the attic as water was filling up their Naples home. Johnny, on the other hand, made his way out this window, swimming to his 84-year-old mother's house.
There was a van at the end of the street that actually floated past me. I've been in rough waters before, but this was like a large body of water moving.
We look at 4 feet of water, and I've been swimming forever.
So I had to get a half block to my mom's street and then go down to the end of the street is where she lives, which is probably I don't know if it's a half mile, a quarter mile, but it felt like an eternity. Water got down enough where we were able to push her out, wheelchair. The water was still up to her belly and in her chest at some parts of the street, but it was a lot less pushing against us. We still had force to get through. It took us almost an hour to get to where there's a hotel on the corner to try to find a dry spot. 6:10, we're now leaving, pushing a wheelchair, half deep water. Yeah, that's done. Hey, Mom.
Yes.
We have a reporter here that would like to speak with you.
Okay.
Hi, how are you doing?
Well, right now I'm doing pretty good, but
Well, I'm so glad both of you are okay and that you guys are.
I am too. He was my lifesaver.
Thanks so much for talking to us. Hang in there.
I will, and you have a blessed day, and thank you very much.
Of course, you too. We'll all be thinking of you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Love you, Mama. Bye.
Now today, Johnny's mom is continuing to recover at NCH Hospital. Johnny says he's so thankful she's all right. I'm reporting in Naples. Megan Myers, 10 Tampa Bay.
That image of her in the water, my goodness.
You think about, like, she gave him life and he saved her
hers. He saved hers. Incredible story.
Megan Myers joins us live. And Megan, when an EOC is activated, what is that going to mean for people in that community?
Well, Courtney, that really means that all hands are on deck and officials are going to be activating that emergency operations center here in Tarpon Springs starting at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, it is important to know that if you live here in Tarpon Springs, there are no shelters available. But say your family lives in an evacuation zone and you do want to utilize a shelter and you have no other option, the Tarpon Springs Fire Department is available to help you. They are using buses to go and pick up families, and they're transporting them to available nearby shelters in Pinellas County. But if you are wanting to utilize them for help, it's only going to be available up until 9 o'clock tonight.
Take it seriously, evacuate. If you're in a level A, B, or C, get out just in case. Once the storm hits and the weather is there, we're not going to be able to come out and get you once the winds hit a certain speed.
Now, if you do want some help from the Tarpon Springs Fire Department to get your family to a safe shelter, all you have to do is give them a call. And once again, those buses are only going to be running up until 9 o'clock tonight. I'm reporting live in Tarpon Springs. Megan Myers, 10 Tampa Bay.